Throat singing is a traditional, deeply rooted cultural form. But for some young Inuit performers, it's also about getting people out onto the dance floor. With us now to explain in Iqaluit Nunavut, Charlotte Qamaniq, one member of the ensemble Silla and Rise, who've just released their newest record, Silarjuaq. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really excited to have this conversation. Welcome to the show. So the new album comes out on October 29th, but you do have a new single coming out tomorrow, October 1st, and the single is called Anilnik. We just wanted to share some of the music with the audience, and then we can start chatting. Let's take a listen. It's hard not to bounce to that, and I saw you bouncing. So that's the new single, Anilnik, and it's coming out this Friday, October 1st. What inspired this song?
Well, all of our songs are very inspirational from our Inuit culture. We have been recording in Ottawa and living away from our traditional Inuit homelands. We find ways to stay connected. And through song, through dance, it's very much alive in us. And so all of our songs are very much inspired by Inuit culture, by katajak, by our land, by the beautiful practice of katajak, which is throat singing, being in tune with our bodies, with the land, and with the environment.
Well, you mentioned throat singing. What is the significance of throat singing in Inuit culture?
Katajak is extremely important to our culture, especially in these days, because we did go through a time where we were very much shamed by the Canadian government and by the churches for practicing parts of our culture. And so today it's important for us to reclaim parts of our culture that were nearly taken away from us. And it really does connect us to Mother Nature, to animals, to the land. It connects us to our ancestors, and it feels really good to sing and to keep this part of our culture alive.
You said that it connects you to everything around you. How does it do that?
Well, Sila is our environment. It's our natural habitat. Sila controls the world around us, are the wind, the water, the skies, the animals. And so as Indigenous people, we're very much connected to these lands, to the ocean, to the ice. And so having these connections really helps to elevate us spiritually, and just in those ways, it's a beautiful way to stay connected.
And it's when you talk about connection, when it comes to throat singing, I don't know if I have this right, but did it originate as a way to compete with one other person?
It is a competition between two people. It's very unique to Inuit in Canada, traditionally done by women. We are competing to see who can go the longest without laughing, coughing, running out of breath, or losing our pace and messing up. But there's other reasons to throat sing. It helps us to keep warm in those cold winter months in the Arctic. It really elevates our body temperature. We also carry our babies on our backs in what is called an amauti, a large pouch, and our babies are resting against our backs, and they can feel the vibrations, and it resonates with them when they can feel us breathing and singing and rocking. It's very reminiscent of lulling a child to sleep. And it's also influential of spirits. When men were out hunting for long periods of time, women would go out by the ocean or go outside of their tents or their camps, and they would sing in hopes of influencing spirits to bring luck to the men in the camp who were out hunting.
Well, you mentioned that Sila, I hope I get the translation correct, that Sila basically means universe. The album is called Silarjuaq. So what does the second part mean?
So Sila is the environment around us. Sila is the weather. Silarjuaq is universe.
Mm.
So when you add the affix juaq to Sila, it um, creates the meaning of the broader term of our environment extending out into the universe.
And what's the story behind the name of the group Sila and Rise?
So Sila is the Inuit portion of the group, the throat singers, and Cynthia Pitzulak and I created Sila. We started singing together about 17 years ago, and last year Charlotte Carlton joined the band. So the three of us are Sila, and Rise Ashen is our producer. He creates the music behind the throat singing. So together we're Sila and Rise.
And your music is so innovative in the sense that you're combining two different cultures. You also combine it with dance music. Where did that idea come from?
Well, Rise Ashen approached Cynthia. They had worked together. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. He approached Cynthia and asked if she would like to collaborate on a project that he was working on doing, coming up with a set for a circumpolar Arctic dance party. And he wanted to have live music along with it. So when he approached Cynthia, she asked me if I was interested in singing with her. And then, so we just, it just really meshes together very well.
Mhm.
And the way Rise produces the music and his ability to perform live with us just makes this very beautiful vibe, very energetic vibe where we can dance and we can collaborate together in a very fun and lighthearted way.
Because throughout this pandemic, music, performing live music, is something that a lot of people have been missing out from. And as a performer, what has that been like for you not to be able to connect with the audiences in that way?
We've been fortunate to have live concerts and been hired to provide pre recorded shows for different organizations and companies. So we're very grateful for that as we were able to continue working. But you're right, not having an audience is very different. Trying to pump up, the vibe in a video without having anybody to look at and looking at a lens is not the same. But we managed to create an album with the time that we had during the pandemic. So we had some ups and some downs, but we made it through.
What were some of the ups and downs?
Well, just not being able to
Hmm.
perform live in front of audiences, and then just having the extra time to be more introspective, to be able to go inside and not be so distracted with, a very busy world that's outside. We were able to do a lot of great creating.
So much has happened in the past year or so. We talked about the pandemic, and this past summer was for a lot of the country. The news of the children in the unmarked graves at the residential schools was very jarring. But this was something within the communities that you all knew. And I don't want to put you on the spot because I know that today is already a very emotionally taxing day. Did the events of the past few months, the pandemic, what happened this past summer, did they influence the creative process of your new album in any way?
Yeah, first, I just want to thank you for bringing that up and to bringing light to that with your platform. And I want to thank you for being gentle with me when we're speaking about this because it is extremely hard. Today is the first National Truth and Reconciliation Day in Canada. Canada is apparently 150 something years old, but we've been here for thousands of years. And yeah, this past year has been very eye-opening for much of Canada and the world. We really allowed ourselves to be more vulnerable with the creation of this album. Our album starts off with a song dedicated to the children who have suffered in residential schools, and we've really allowed ourselves to just be more vulnerable, emotional, and just really being more personal with our music.
Even before we started the taping, I asked you how to pronounce some of the things, some of the places, and I felt, I came here as a refugee, and I've benefited so much from, from Turtle Island, and I feel like there's so much that we all individually need to do. For me, is learning the languages, but when we talk about reconciliation, we talk about truth and reconciliation. What does that look like for you?
There's a lot that people can do to help Canada and Indigenous people reconcile from the past. I feel like that term is thrown around a lot without deep meaning resonating with individual people. My advice, if somebody is wondering how they can do their part, is you can learn about Canada pre-contact, learn about Indigenous people, our culture, our languages. I really appreciate you trying to pronounce the name of our, album, the name of our songs, because this is one of the reasons why we're using Inuktitut, so that people can try and be forced to pronounce the names of our songs and the names of our album. And understanding the beauty of this land and the Indigenous people that have occupied this land for thousands of years, and appreciate the stewards of this land. And then also understand that it's your responsibility to educate yourselves on the history of Canada. So many times that responsibility lies on us to speak about our past, to speak about the history of Canada. And it can be very exhausting. It's not only up to us. There's the other side of Canada. There are the Canadians and the settlers, and it's your job to learn about the forced reconciliation, the forced relocation of Indigenous people, about the suicide epidemics that are happening, about the dog slaughters, the fact that we don't have clean drinking waters in our communities, that we are living with food insecurity. There's so many issues that Indigenous communities are faced with today. And we need our allies, because the unfortunate fact is that white people are listened to and taken seriously compared to people of color trying to speak. And so we need our allies. We need people to speak up. We need people to listen to us and believe our stories.
And listening to the album, it's some of the songs that I've heard that you've created in the past. There's so much beauty in them. There's so much joy. And I know during these past few years, so much has been expected from the various Indigenous communities where we're talking about pain and sorrow, but there's a lot of joy and beauty. For you as a musician, what kind of role do you think art can play in that?
Well, we've got one song. It's called Nutaranut, translates to for the children. And we want to give space to those children whose lives were taken away, and not give space to those serial abusers who took those lives and who abused those children and put those children back into Mother Earth. We want to give space to celebrate those children, to acknowledge those children, and to help lift their spirits wherever they may be. And so art can be a very beautiful way to heal our communities and ourselves, and to just give space to what deserves to be given space, and not the monsters that created all of this trauma.
Charlotte, thank you so much for your time. The new single is out, Anilnik. It's coming out on October 1st, and Silarjuaq comes out on October 29th. Thank you so much for your time.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is made possible through generous philanthropic contributions from viewers like you. Thank you for supporting TVO's journalism.